Okay, this is another piece of sea grape that I'm going to split. Basically, I'm going to cut it along this axis right here. You can see this is, maybe you can, this is oval here, so it's narrower in that dimension than it is in that dimension. So it should be good. And then that's about uniform. So my thought is I'm, 4 or 5 inches on the left of the cut. Okay, here's another piece from it. My intent again is to cut this. My thought is I'm going to cut it like this, which is different. This will have no natural edge or no live edge. I mean, I'll have a little bit, but not much. Okay, that's the piece after I cut it. It should be, it's 5 inches thick, maybe. Knot, a couple of knots. This is the wood that changes color. It starts out about that thick. I guess this has get a little bit oxidized because it's been laying in the yard for a while. But you can see it's pretty light here. We'll see how it goes. And it's a nice uniform thickness piece compared to the one I pre-cut there. It's a little bit more uniform here. Might be a little muffled here. I got my face mask on already, or my filter. And so I'm going to cut this in semicircular. I'm going to cut just the tips off. So, and I've got it at I think 7.5 inches radius. Okay, I've got this mounted on the wood worm screw now. 7.5 inch radius, so it's clear in the deck, but the banjo probably will have to be put outward a little bit because that's obviously shorter than the banjo. I don't have it physically there, but obviously this doesn't fit under there. If I move it again, you can see that's like, let's see, 9, so 1.5 inches clearance to the deck, and this is 2 or so inches tall. Another thing that's kind of a pain in the rear end is, I don't know if you can see it here, let me zoom in. Well, this part here, which supports the tool rest, sticks out farther this way than the tool rest. And these both come from Laguna. You'd think they would design that so that this is at least flush with that, because when you often are trying to set this to clear this, and you don't notice this is sticking out because it's hidden, and you whack it on there. There's a lot of cases where that's not a problem, but when you're first starting out, that's in the way, and it really should be in. And I don't know why that was designed with, it was like 1/8 of an inch or more of this piece sticking left of this, and this is theirs, and this is theirs. So okay. Okay, I wanted to talk about this a little bit before I get started. I've got this turned around. This is all sanded to 320. It's a pretty good size bowl. I think in the end, it's going to be about 12 inches across. And it has the pith in it, and I put super glue and the coffee grounds in it. I did the same thing here. When I turn the inside, I'll probably have to fill some of this crack here too. But we'll see. And it'll continue to dry while I'm turning this. And I probably will microwave it after I've taken most of the inside out. My intent here is to leave a center core without taking this out and machine this in deep here, basically the right shape, and then be able to turn it back and forth if I need to. We'll see how it goes, but there's about the diameter of my inside of my bowl. So, okay. Okay, as you can see, I've got this hollowed out some. My intent is to have this swept curve here, that it'll have a bead at this point. You can see that swept curve is right there, and then there's a bead here. Same thing on this side, so there's just a little bit of swept curve outside of the bead. And then my intent is this to go pretty steep down. And then I'm going to have to deal with some of the pith. Overall, there's pith here, and so I'll probably have to fill those after I get farther along. And I've got some dips here that I might machine away when I get farther in. You can see this is dark here, and that's just associated with this pith that's on the outside. And I've got to also fill in these and over here. So it's making some progress, and this will all be gone, obviously. And so I got a ways to go. I think I'm an inch and a half thick on the bottom, probably more than that. Oh yeah, 2 inches at least. So I got a ways to go to the bottom, and we'll see. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill these cracks with this pith area here and here. And this one comes through pretty good. There'll be some included bark, but that'll be okay. I've got a couple of holes that are random that don't really connect. This one would connect to those. But this one here has no feature on the outside that would unite with this. So, but in any case, I got to fill those. And so that's what I'll do for the next few minutes. You can see it's slightly orange now. I want to expose it to the environment. We'll see how it goes. So that's about it right now. We'll see what happens. Okay, this is this larger bowl that I've let sit outdoors for 2 days. Okay, here is my latest sea grape bowl, and it's like the 6th one, I think. This one's about 11.5 inches across and 3 inches tall. I turned it, let it sit for a couple of days outdoors, and then I put a coat of finish on it, and the process there was a little bit slightly orange. Then after a couple of days in the outdoors, it was a little more orange, and then when I put the finish on, it got a lot more orange. So it turned out really nice. I like this. I've turned quite a few bowls where I leave this relatively thick, but it's because I have flat spots, exposed natural edge that I want to have in the bowl, but I also don't want to break into it, and that's like 3/8 of an inch, and I think on this side it's down about 1/4. So I wanted to leave some amount of rim on top, even where the sides were flat. So it turned out pretty good. I do like the sea grape wood. It's really interesting that it turns orange, and it has all of these features. The pith. I did have to use I chose to put coffee grounds and super glue in some of the cracks. They're not all filled, but I wanted to halt motion in some of the cracks, and there's actually a hole right here that you can see, little tiny hole that light will shine through, and it's right dead center of the pith of a branch. But that's where I am. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe for more similar wood turning videos. Please comment on the video and I should respond. I make a video about once a week.